역사적인 조선노동당 중앙위원회 제7기 제3차 전원회의에서 경제건설에 총력을 집중할 때 대한 새로운 전략적 노선을 제시하신 경의하는 최고領導者김정은 동지.
Why are DPRK Media silent about news of Kim Jong Un's death? To answer this question we have to keep one thing in mind: the DPRK is sailing its own tide and it doesn't work within the logic of the international media, Western thinking or gossip. There is an agenda that is not interfered by other people's wishes for press notes or clarifications. 1. The DPRK media has been reporting on the country's routine activities since the first fake news of Kim Jong Un's death. Their websites, such as KCNA and Rodong Sinmun, have short-range messages that include visits by ministers and officials to farms and factories, photos of spring landscapes across the country, news about education, etc. The DPRK has many things to carry out and to manage that are more important than responding to gossip from the Western world. As much as it seems the contrary, in fact, not saying anything about the case, that the media routine continues normally, shows that everything is fine. Even a few hours ago, the party newspaper reported that Marshal Kim Jong Un sent a letter to the country's workers, something normal in the ordinary life of the People's Republic. DPRK media simply don't pay attention to Western media reports. It doesn't matter to them. They won't change an agenda that has already been set up to calm the mood of Westerners caught in a spiral of crazy news. The DPRK is an independent country and makes this very clear at all times. 2. Is something wrong going on? No. To have an idea of comparison, in 2011, when Kim Jong-il, former leader of the country, passed away, the state media on the internet stopped posting for hours and a general warning of "something important will be reported soon" took over of the sites. Later the death of the leader was announced, as would normally be done in any country. This type of activity is not happening at this moment, indicating that everything is fine. 3. Has the leader disappeared like this before? In May 2019 he disappeared for 22 days and did not die. In October 2014 he went weeks without showing up and came back using a cane, probably after some minor surgery or minor problem. This year alone, there have been over 10 days without appearing. 4. Who are the sources of the supposed death? In the first wave of news, it was CNN using an anonymous U.S. intelligence service source. In the second wave, it was a director of a Hong Kong TV network, replicated by Japanese media, who claimed to have had contact with a medical team from Chinese mainland who would have gone to Korea and returned with the death certificate. Interestingly, there is no photo, record, name or news on the media in mainland China. It exists only at the head of such media. TMZ, the gossip site for famous people in the USA, bought this story and passed it on. Major media from around the world, in turn, replied successively. 5. Who are the sources that deny this? In the first volley of news, the governments of South Korea and China immediately disproved. Soon after, it was Donald Trump himself who took the opportunity to criticize CNN for spreading fake news. In this second wave, it was Alejandro Saudabinos, an official of the DPRK abroad, who issued an official statement denying death or serious health problems on Twitter. He was confirmed by the South Korean government itself, which again reported that everything is normal in the north. Further disproof of the rumors are DPRK media reports that Kim Jong-un sent letters to 2 foreign presidents in the last 5 days. 6. If Kim Jong-un had died, would his sister Kim Yo-jong take the supreme leadership? No. Firstly, the DPRK is not a hereditary monarchy to be run by blood and parental ties, and, secondly, Kim Yo-jong is not even in a position that puts herself hierarchically right after Kim Jong-un in the power structure. She is an alternate member of the political bureau of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea, far away from any vice position. This position is held by Cho Ryong-hae, who in addition to being deputy marshal is also vice president of the State Affairs Commission of the DPRK. 7. Any additional information? Yes, however, so far rumor, a website that spies on North Korea using satellite photos, reports that Kim Jong-un's personal train is stationed in the coastal city of Wonsan, where he was supposed to be visiting a construction site or simply for rest. 8. And his health, is everything okay? DPRK Media will not be reporting on something that does not exist. It does not make sense. There is no reason to issue a note saying, "Hey, our leader is fine," or "Hey, our leader is not ill." Published by Songan Policy Studies Center, Brazil. Link in the description.